Good afternoon and good evening to you all. Maybe even good morning. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. What a wonderfully smooth transition that was. Thank you so much for the raid, Chris. I really appreciate that. And it is almost like we had planned it. Yeah, that was smooth. I tell you, I rarely start a stream with 9 to 10 viewers. That on Twitch, for me, that just doesn't happen. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Acellus Australis, I have actually watched your garden recently, so thank you for dropping by. Chris, of course, and Quantum Magpie. Wonderful to see you in my stream. That is awesome. I'm going to do a little bit of Unreal Engine development. I'll show you what the project looks like that I'm trying to build, and the places where I am. Rod, I believe, also Joe, thank you so much for dropping by. If Joe's there, hello. Chris, of course, lovely to see you. And I must catch up on that Marilyn Marvelous Designer stream. I'm really getting back into Marvelous Designer. It's been one of those projects that I've had since version 4. Julia actually discovered it with version 3. She had it when version 3 was out, and I was thinking, I can't believe it, this is awesome. So I was really excited to discover that, and then bought version 4, and have since then kind of upgraded to version 5 and version 6. Then kind of cancer got in the way, and I got put by the wayside, and I have only recently put my foot in it, and so maybe it's improved. Maybe I'll get on with it better. It's always fascinated me. I'm crap at making things with it, but it's such a wonderful thing to play with. So for me it's like a video game, really. So one of those things. Let's have a quick gander at where we are. Also inspired by Chris. I like to play some music. Hope this is going to be all right here. Gustav is one of my favorite artists. Let's listen to him. I hope this is not too loud. This kind of worked well yesterday. We'll put this in the background. It's all licensed stuff from Epidemic. See if it's too loud, if it's too quiet, let me know. We see how we get on. I do like to listen to a little bit of music. Let's jump right into the Unreal Engine and pick up where we left it off yesterday. So the project I'm building is something that is available on my Ko-fi store for free download. I have several of these Cinti assets, and I like to turn them into just playable little demos. Which one was that again? Polygon Western, this one here. Yes, that's the one. Drowning in test projects here. Also, let me grab another cup of coffee while Unreal Engine loads here. Do you all have coffee? Or your favorite beverage? I'm doing this all week, every afternoon around 4 o'clock. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, that sort of thing. But yeah, if it works, Chris and I, we can raid one another. That'd be kind of cool to do that. Did I actually double click this? Is this doing anything here, or are we just waiting for Godot? See what I did there? Crazy stuff. Let's go and put my pointer focus on as well. Waiting for Godot. That is kind of crazy. You missed the start. Actually, there was not much going. I'm only just I'm just loading this in now. This is where we are. I've made it possible yesterday that we've used the third-person template of Unreal Engine, of the whatever the demo project is called, and I've rejigged our guy so that we can now run around with a Cinti character. I'll open that Western level in a moment, and we can have a look at that. But yes, this is how far we've come. Excellent. Project over. No, I've also added, when I press the Alt button, I added this little menu here. So that comes up when I press the Alt button, and when I press Alt again, the menu goes away. We're going to make that a little bit more smooth later, so that this thing kind of either animates in or fades in or something. So we're going to fix that later. But what I'd like to take care of now is that we can actually make a selection there. Right now, nothing happens. So the menu comes up, but that's really all there's to it. So the guy can still walk around, and we can still look around with the mouse. So that is something we need to take care of. And I guess we'll start there. I'm coding all this, even though I probably shouldn't be doing this, inside the Cinti character itself. I've got made a copy of the Unreal guy. That's him here. I've got that's still untouched, and then I have the Cinti guy here, and I've also got in my UI folder here, I have one thing that's called the selection menu, and I'm gonna use that. That's for the menu. I'm gonna open that one up and just dock that over here, and then I'll also go and open up. This is the menu I've built yesterday. little bit tricky to control with the trackball, but it'll work. It'll work. Oh, music's over already. That was fast, wasn't it? Good stuff. Let's play similar tracks. This is what you can do on Epidemic. You just say, well, that's kind of a track I like the sound of. Let's hear similar things. See if they're any good. So then also, in my blueprints folder, I'm going to open my Cinti character. This is where I'm doing all the coding for the character related stuff. And then in the selection menu, I'm going to do all the coding for all the menu related things. Let's see how it goes. Currently, we don't have much in here. I've only just created the menu and put it into view. That's what's happened here. Adding it to the viewport. I'm making it hidden by default. And then I've got these two functions here that when I press the Alt key, I'm branching and I'm saying, is the menu visible? And if it is, then hide it. And if it's not, then show it. And those are two little functions in here, show menu and hide menu. And this is where I'm going to go and do that, expand the code. So the visibility is one thing. Now we need to go and make sure that when we show the menu, once the menu is up, I'd like to freeze the character in place. And let's just remember how we do that. I think that is happening from the character movement component. I think I'll get a reference to that. And then I go and say set, how do I do that again? There was something about the looking that was set look mode, something like that, no? Set new look mode, no, that wasn't it either. There's something about look. There wasn't. That's interesting. Oh no, do we need to get the... No, we are already the controller, aren't we? Brain freeze. That's never good when that happens. Well, let's go set the game mode to game and UI. To game and UI, that is something we need to do. And the widget that needs to be in focus is the selection menu. So I'll go drag that in from here. We need the player controller here. This now, remember. We need to get the player controller, and that needs to be put in here. So I'm going to go and get the player controller. And that goes in here. And then from the player controller, that I think that is where we take all the other references from. So set look mode. Set ignore look input. That's the one. So this will make sure that when we move the mouse to look around, it won't do that. Set new look input, I think it needs to be enabled as well. I think. It's kind of, for me, this is a nice test to see if I actually remember how to do this. That is look mode. There's also the movement mode. I think that is, what is that now? There was set ignore move input. That should now make him stand in one place. And then something more, so I don't actually need the character movement at all here. One thing that we do want as a bit of eye candy is that we want to make sure the white cursor is showing up. So currently that white cursor, when I go, and let's just go and quickly do this, see if it works so far. I do that, yeah, that's perfect. So I can't move around anymore, I can't look around anymore, but I'm also not seeing my white mouse cursor. I'm seeing the orange highlight, but I don't see the white little mouse thing. So I'm just going to go bring that up manually. That is that also from the player controller? I believe so. Don't quote me on this. This could go horribly wrong. Set show mouse cursor. There we go. That's the one. And then we can go and literally enable that. And when we do that, we will see the mouse cursor. Menu, mouse cursor. Awesome. And now we can actually go and select these guys here. That's perfect. Guys and girls. Christina, this is so funny. You should have been here yesterday. This was exciting. I made these logos in Blender, and they came out all right. But so I I essentially brought in the assets from here. So I literally went over to my meshes and then to my characters, and there's all my FBX characters here. And then you can either select one or multiple, and you just go and say asset actions, and you can say export, and that then lets you export these as FBXs. And I did that, imported them in Blender, and thought, this is great. I'll apply the texture. I'll just go grab a light and rotate the light. Light wasn't rotating. In fact, nothing was rotating in Blender. I don't know what I did there. So that was a bit crazy. And so I thought, that's fine. I'll just go open this in an older version of Blender. And I did that, and it turns out that didn't work either. So I still haven't got a clue what happened. I just started the project again from scratch in Blender, and then it worked. That was crazy. Yes, that was I was doubting my sanity there. So this was the show menu functionality here. And I think that's all we need here for now. Later on, we're going to go and animate that menu as well. So that currently changes just the visibility. We're going to go switch that up with a nice little animation. There we go. Show menu, that was that. Let's go and hide. Basically do exactly the same thing in reverse for hiding the menu. He's back. That was weird, yes. And I think it was something that was project specific, because it must have been saved in the blend file. Because it just, bizarrely. Here we do the opposite in hide menu. We're setting our own variable. We're setting its visibility to hidden for now. And now we'll go and set the game mode back to game mode only. So set game mode to literally game only. And once again, we'll grab a reference to our player controller, which is the kind of default controller. I'm not overriding that in my project, but I might do that in the next project. So I'm building these like 5 or 6 times. So, if you can't follow along, just, keep watching. It'll all become clear. There's also a series on my YouTube channel that is currently premiering 2 episodes a week that'll explain this in more detail. So we go and what did we do in show menu again? Already forgotten. Look input, move input. Yeah, let's take care of that. So there's this counter function that is reset. Reset, ignore look input. Like that. Reset, ignore move input. We need to make sure the cursor is being removed again. It's nice and neat here. Set show mouse cursor, it's called. And in this case, I'll just switch that box to off. So that's just a Boolean tick box there, which is lovely. And that's it, isn't it? So we did the look input, move input, cursor, and game mode. That's right, isn't it? Game mode, ignore move, look, and mouse cursor. Alrighty. Let's see if it works. Moment of truth. It's compiling. That's nice. Walking around. Press Alt. Menu comes up. I can not move around. I cannot look around. I can press these things. And menu goes away again and I can walk around again. Very nice. But I can't look around again. Ay caramba. Yet another, yes, of course. Set input mode game only expects a valid player controller as player controller target. Yeah, that's entirely my fault. I do apologize, Unreal Engine. I did not want to deprive you of the player controller, of course. What was I thinking? They have a player controller. It's on the house. And then this can go here. It looks less pretty than that. It will... I'm a sucker for prettiness. Let's go and let's make it prettier. I like this little mini game. This is like playing a computer game, really. Like that. Beard Goblin! Top of the afternoon to you. Top of the evening, should I say. Very good to see you, my friend. You know, yes, Rod, I think so too. I think nodes, I mean, they're literally, every program utilizes them, and it looks almost like we're going away from programming languages that essentially all do the same thing, just the syntax is a little bit different. But I think this is just more made for humans, I believe. And Unity have just purchased this other thing, what's it called? Bolt, that used to be an add-on product, and it is now integrated into Unity, or it's still, I suppose it is still an add-on, but it's free now for everyone to use. That's that, Alt, and we can look and move again. So yes, that has indeed solved that problem. Okay, Ruby. Cool. Let's see if we can make those buttons actually do something. So right now, none of them do anything, and I will take care of that in the selection menu, and then change the mesh out of our character. 9:30, all right. Yes, absolutely. It'll be up for about 2 months, and then I think Twitch kind of deletes them automatically, unless I push it to YouTube beforehand. But yes, it'll be here, and yesterday's is here as well. This is kind of part 2 already. So glad to see you again. How is life without an ileostomy? Tell us all about it. This is great. Beard Goblin, if you don't know, Beard Goblin and I, we are kind of ileostomy buddies. He's just had his reversed, colon cancer patient, survivor. Very, very lucky man. You didn't have to have chemo or any other scary treatment. I really appreciate that. Very cool. Just one operation, a few months with an ileostomy, and now you're back sewn together and undiverted. I love it. But Christina still doesn't like the notes. Okay, no worries. So the way this works here, I've named the buttons yesterday. These are all my buttons. The button in Unreal Engine is currently, I've wrapped it. So the canvas, let's go. Okay, so the selection menu is my overall object here. Then we have the canvas panel, which is this thing here. The kind of size that gets scaled. Then around all that, I have something called a horizontal box that lets me kind of group items together, and they line up perfectly, and then I can just position one object. That's kind of nice. Then we have buttons. So these are all the buttons, the ones with the green outline now, and each button has a child object of an image, and that's the icon that I've made yesterday. So that's how it looks. I think we also should have a little, we should have one more button here that I'm going to go and drag in there. I think, can I put that here? Just about, yes, I can do that. And this button is going to be my quit button that we need to, just a thing that people can quit the game with. I totally forgot about this yesterday, so I'll call that btn_quit. So in the editor, it doesn't make a difference. We can just hit escape, and then, you know, that'll quit us out of our thing. But in the actual project later, it won't work. I'll drag some text on it. So the button can have one child object and can either be an image or text. So I'll go and put that on, and then the text is the thing that we want to change. If I could only remember where that was. There we go, text block. I'll say quit. And I think I can also go and size the button itself to, where was that again? Size to content. There's something called size to content somewhere. I don't actually remember where that is. Clipping left thing, whatever. Is volatile, is enabled. I don't remember where that is. No matter. We'll just go change the font a little bit, that the brush color is something more like black. Was that here? No, that isn't it. That was the tint. Is it for strike brush? That's the one. Isn't that it? The tint? Why do you not want to go blacker than this? White is not what I was looking for. No, that is indeed the tint. So for the, oh, color and opacity, there it is. Duh. I do apologize. I was in the wrong box. Yes, right. This color and opacity. This is what I wanted to drag down to something like, maybe a whole black isn't good. So maybe 0.1. Whoops. 0.1. That should be black enough. Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna turn the font into something a bit bigger. I'm thinking font is where again? I should have just made a logo. That might be much easier. Where's the font stuffs for the text? Am I not seeing it? Font, there we go. Maybe 40. Yeah, that's big quick button. That should do the trick. Alrighty, so let's go hook these buttons up. That's done with literally on each button, not the image, the buttons. They have either on the bottom right here, where my face is, they have a thing called Unclicked. That'll create an event in code. Beard Goblin, are you going? Okay, no worries. Have a good night. Rest well. Yes, you're still in the major healing stages of that surgery. Yeah, so look after yourself. I'm doing this every day this week and probably next. It'll be awesome to see you again. Oh, sorry. Yes, I switched over here while I was. So I'm switching over into the graph view. The graph view also has this thing here Unclicked, and it's a little bit better accessible. If I click this now, it'll do that here. If I go take that away, I can also access my buttons here, and I have the Unclicked event here, so I can do that here. And shall I do that in the regular event graph? Don't think I need tick. Pre-construct. I will need, yeah, I'll do it all in here. That's cool. So in here, I'll go and say Unclicked. That's an event. And Unclicked, I will call a function. And I can either call that here or on the character. I might actually call it on the character. So every button now gets an Unclicked event here. 3, 4, and so forth. So we're going to hook all those up. But the function I want to call is actually happening on the character. So in order to do that, let me just visually show you what we'll do on the character in the viewport. This is the guy. I'd like my button clicks to change the skeletal mesh. So that's this component right here. So what we'll do with the button is essentially make something like that happen. What I'm doing with the drop-down menu now from one character to another, we will do with the button. So for that, on this character, I'm going to write a function. I'm going to close some of these down. And menu shenanigans, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to touch this. I don't think I'll touch the construction script either. I will make myself a new graph, and that one is going to be called the switch logic. So that's essentially the same way as, you know, writing it here. It just keeps logic separated from one another. And in here, I'm going to have an event, in fact, a custom event. Add a custom event that will call change character. And change character will have an input. It says here, I need to compile this so that inputs actually show up. So let's go do that, compile. And now I can go and add a new parameter as an input. And that one is going to be the new mesh. Spell it properly. And it's not going to be a Boolean. It's going to be a type of skeletal mesh. This one here, I think, object reference to skeletal mesh. There, it looks like a little man icon, a little kind of, you know, statue guy. And with that, I'll be able to let the selection menu pass in a new mesh, depending on which button was clicked and what we'd like to change out there. So in here, I'd like to grab a reference to my actual mesh here. That's up here. And on it, I'd like to call a function that's called set skeletal mesh. And this will do exactly what I just showed you in the viewport there, with mesh as a target, and I could now go ahead and literally pick another mesh from the list here, from all the meshes that I have to choose from. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to go and pass the new mesh into that, and that's literally all I need to get my function sorted. Let's go compile this, and in my selection menu here, assuming this is like the character number 1 guy, I'm going to go and grab a reference now to my character, and then I'm going to call that function on the character, passing a different mesh depending on the button. For that, of course, I need to grab a reference to my player character, and I think I might do that in here and play event pre-construct. I think I'll go and get a player, not the controller, actually it's the player character. Get player character, and this character needs to be cast to my Cinti character. Cast to Cinti character, and that happens only once, just while this selection menu is being created. And now I have my Cinti character as a reference here. I'll store that as a variable, and I'll call that down here the character. And I only need to do this once, so that'll be here for kind of forever. I'll go and comment that and say grab reference to player character. And now with this reference, I can now use this on every button click here, namely like this. So character comes out, get the character, and on him I can now go and call this custom event that I'll call change character. And that's this custom event that I've just made. There. And in here I now have this handy drop down menu that can now take on the bad guy. That's number 1, 2, 3 and so forth. So this one, button number 1 was bad guy. I'll do exactly the same thing again, so that's good thing for copying and pasting here. I can do that. I could also, no, I think I might just do that. I could abstract this as a function on the selection menu, just in case I wanted to do something else. I might not do that, just to keep it relatively simple here. Bad guy. Now we have businessman. Businessman followed by cowboy. Followed by cowgirl. Indeed. And now we need a few more buttons here. So this is character 4, now it's 5. Create him. That'll now be, what was this again? I've already forgotten. This one was the 4th one, so this got to be the 5th one in the thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gunman. Okay, gunman. You're next. Button 6. 7 and 8. Oh no, absolutely, don't worry about it. It's really nice to have you. How are all your commission projects going on, Christina? Are you ahead there? Let's go sheriff. Did you find a time to get started on that secretive project that we talked about? Then there's woman and working girl. So woman is number 7, and this one is now the working girl. There we go. That is all of them. I might just go and group them together in a 4x4 type pattern. Arrange them a little bit neater here. That should do the trick. And then I'll go and drag a big thing around here and say character selection. So this should now change our characters. Let's try it out. Fingers crossed, my friends, fingers crossed. Full screen viewport, guy can walk around, Alt button is being pressed, and the moment of truth. It works! Oh brother, this is nice. So now we can go and pick a different character, run around with them. That is very cool. Dismiss the menu and walk around with another guy. Very cool. Sheriff. Who doesn't want to be the sheriff? Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. This is, I think, what these streams are really good for, because sometimes when I watch Chris, well, not recently, because he's streaming on at times when I'm doing something else. So I do make an effort to actually watch your streams after the fact intently, and I'm always so sorry that we can't chat with one another. But no, this is what these streams are perfect for. I'm doing some work, you guys are doing some work, but we're not doing it alone. We're doing it together. That's just cool. There we go. Oh, can you imagine? We could, oh, if we could get really fancy, we could set up some cloth physics on her, whatever that is, kind of the wafty bit at her back. See if we can make that happen. That'd be nice to set up some cloth dynamics on that. Otherwise, that's not very ladylike, like here as well. I mean, this is, I'm not sure if I can do anything about that. I mean, the skirt just splits. But this bit here, that is kind of an isolated thing. So I might be able to split that out. Depends on how the character is set up. Same with the feather in her hair. That might be a nice thing to just make that bob up and down. Add some physics there. But hey. Hanging out with the buds, that's exactly right, yes. So groovy, that's kind of cool. What we haven't done is actually hook up the quit button. So let's do that next. Also, the quit button styling isn't nice. It's not the size as I wanted it to be. It should be in line with all the others. It should be 96 by 96. See if I can make it happen. Quit button. There's got to be a size here. No, not auto. How do I size up the button? I must have been able to do it once. And the text is just that. The button should just go and... Oh, that button should also have a 10 padding. Oh, there we go. That's sized him up, hasn't it? Padding, actually, the padding should be 20. All the other buttons have a padding of 20, and then it just resizes with the text. That's cool. I'm happy with that. But the functionality isn't actually hooked up. We need to, of course, give him an Unclicked Event as well. That can just be at the bottom here. That's cool. And that is just a node. I think they call it quit game. That's it. And we don't have to do anything else there. That's all we do here. Quit game. And that should now, we're not going to see much of a difference if I click it. It should just do the same as if I was clicking escape, and it does that. Yes, it drops me back into the editor, so that also works. Great. So we've hooked a lot of stuff up. Look at that. Perfect. Oh yes, of course you need to do that. Yes, that makes sense. No, that is absolutely important. Yes, do that. Invoices equal money. It's good. It's a little bit, the bracket for the microphone stand was kind of in the way here. I'll go, and while I'm at it, I'm going to go and save all, in fact, and commit all this to version control. Very important. Those are the things that have changed, and I'm gonna go and say, what did I do here? Hooked up character selection. Boom. Cool. Another commit done. So I think now comes something that's a little bit intricate and difficult. I'll show you what we'll do on the character again. So with the guy selected in the viewport, there's this thing here at the bottom. I'll go and scroll this up a little bit. This here was the thing that made him change his skeletal mesh. So that's the actual geometry that's being changed. So for each character we have different geometry. But we also have a ton of materials for each character. So I have several materials here. So 1A, 1B, 1C. I also have 2A, 2B, 2C. Then I have 3A, B, and C. Unreal Engine sometimes takes a little time to compile them. There we go. And I have 4A. So I essentially have 4 different outfits per character, and that makes the character look completely different, which is really groovy. And that functionality I'd like to map onto the keys 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that we can do the character selection with the menu, but then we can switch his outfit with the number key. So we'll do that next, and then we'll come to skin tones probably tomorrow. Don't know if we have enough time for that today, but that's the plan. So let's do that now. So these are materials. I'll show you where they are. Every Cinti project looks the same way. And by the way, if you type !Cinti into SYNTY, like it says in the title, into the chat, you will get a link to the Cinti store. It's currently 50% off, so these guys have a sale on right now. I might get some more assets there. I have my eye on the pirate pack. It's got skeletons and boats and chained people and water, and we can make the characters swim, and it's all very exciting. Yeah, so 50% off at the Cinti store. So under materials here, I have so many materials. I should really sort them out maybe. These are them. So 1A, B, and C. Then we have 2 A, B, and C. Then we have another group, 3 A, B, and C. And we have 4 A, B, and C. And the others, they're mats we're not really using. And these contain all the different outfits for all the different characters. Then, so 4A would have the 4th outfit, 4B and 4C, same outfit, different skin tone. So we'll come to that next. But currently we're going to change the outfit. That's going to be nice. That would be lovely, Christina. Yes, if you have the time, yeah. That would be nice, yes. Absolutely. Must get on with office work. I always, when I used to write invoices regularly for my TV clients, it was kind of always a pleasure. It was a little bit of hassle, but I always liked just looking through the calendar, how many days I've worked for whom, and then send them an invoice. That was kind of a great feeling. That was a good feeling. If it's, 4 to 5 digit invoices that you have to write, that's a very good feeling. Yes. I'm just thinking, where shall we do that? We should also do that in the switch logic here. We should do this in the character. So I'll create another custom event here. Add custom event. We'll call that change outfit. And am I doing this correctly? I could actually, since I need to have 4 events, don't I? So I need to have, let's not do that. Let's forget change outfit. Let's make it outfit 1, 2, 3, and 4 as 4 custom events, actually. Let's do that. Outfit 1. That's that. And I'll go and create another one. Custom event outfit 2. Outfit 3 and outfit 4. See if that works. Mr. Brian is here. What was the problem that you had with Chloe that was so bad? I don't want to distract you. Feel free not to answer that. I'm totally fine with that. By the way, just one last note on Chloe. I'm currently reading Laurie's book, Understanding Marvelous Designer. That really helps. That clears up a few mysteries, and it's nice. It's kind of my bedtime thing. I've moved on from 2 Calvin, which I'm kind of halfway through now, and now I'm reading Understanding Marvelous Designer. That is really nice. So a couple of tips before I go to bed. It's really nice to know. Oh no, that's cool, Brian. I think Christina was trying to do some actual work, and you know, interesting topics of discussion keep coming up. So there we go. So funny, Joe. I'll hook all these up now under Edit Project Settings. Under Input, where we have Summon Menu, now we go and call these. Whoop, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I meant to have another action mapping. And this one is what I have to, I'm distracted. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. These are not custom events. I'm so sorry. We need to go delete them again. I need to set up my inputs for that first, and then I can pick those up as events. So sorry about this. So we're going to have one, and I'm going to call this one outfit 1. There we go. And I will map this while we're here to the keyboard key number 1. I can also just go press the key. I might do that in a minute. So this is now here, outfit 2. I'll just press 2 on the keyboard and that'll bring that up. Outfit 3. I'll just press 2 here. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have actually just pressed number 3 here. Much better. 1, 2, 3. And then we have number 4 for outfit 4. What's Hillbillies in Space? I thought that was an actual title, Brian. I do like it. I'm at this point where it's just very different to see Calvin and Tarpa being a couple and doing things like, you know, a couple would do, and they're kind of happy in this situation, and also far away removed from Bobford 3. I really don't know what he's planning. I'm at this point in the story where Bobford has these 3 new guys that he wants to do things with, and I really don't know what he's planning next or how that's going to relate to Evionia, so it'll be interesting. I'm about, where am I? About like 30-40% in, something like that. When you can't remember your mower on my own, it does happen, doesn't it? I mean, with words, I have that with words sometimes, that I'm thinking, what was that called again? White things in your mouth? It's not that extreme, but you know what I mean. So now I should be able to pick up things like outfit 1, 2, and 3, and that is a custom event that that I can call. We'll call this change skeletal mesh up here, and then down here, I'm just thinking, should I encapsulate that into a function? Yes, I will, actually. These things, they will call a function. I'm just trying to remember how I did that last time. If we want to change this, do we then go and call a function in which we need to go and see what we need to change that guy to, don't we? Because if we go and no, we don't actually. Am I telling lies? Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm telling you, we don't have to have a function for that. It's cool. We can just go and literally go grab a reference to our mesh. And we just go and say set material. Whoops, set material. Yes, that's how we're going to do that. And the material, we're just going to go and pick out, see what it's actually called. No, this is. Am I doing this correctly? Mesh material, oh, 4 element, right? That's a wrong note there. Sorry. switch logic, so it's not that. Is it set material by name? Is that it? Was that material slot? And then we can have material. There we go. I think that's what it was. Set material by name. Was that it? I can't remember now. It's definitely on the mesh. What's the difference between that and set material with nothing else? Material index 0. There we go. No, this was it. Set material. That's what we needed. There. So this is the A material. No matter what we're wearing, we're just going to whack the A material in, which is this one here, Polygon Western 01A. And then we go and grab the next one, outfit 2. And that'll, just like we did in the selection menu, it's going to be more or less the same thing, except for we're going to use the material 2A now. So we're grabbing all the A materials. Here we'll go with outfit 3. And this one is now outfit 3A. Ooh, Christina, that sounds exciting. This is what I love about your work. You make real life clothing. We all mess around with 3D stuff. You make it happen in real life. This is just so cool. With very similar tools than the stuff that we use, us hobbyists. Oh dear, that does sound ever so slightly complicated. Right. Oh yes, that's why you're frustrated. I can understand. Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure if it was a thing with the software or if it was a creative thing. So it sounds like a client thing. So 3A in here. That's the one. Oh, come on. 3, that's good. Are you in now? Are you? Yes, it's in. Good stuff. And then this one is outfit 4. And then we've added another exciting, hopefully successful part onto our project here. This one's going to be 4A. Alrighty. Let's see. Does it compile? It does. That's a plus, isn't it? Make this a bit smaller again and go ahead and see it in. See it. Oh, it's not this actually. It's the 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. So I can now switch my outfits 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's exciting. Does that happen for every character? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes. He's only got very subtle changes here. He's got just the waistcoat that's a little bit different. But yeah, it works. Gunslinger here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very nice. Cowgirl, very good. That works as well. This guy, oh yeah, look at this sombrero type shirt here. That's nice. Very good. Then we have the sheriff. He comes in black and white and blue and kind of brown. That's exciting, isn't it? The white sheriff and the black sheriff. Can you imagine you had an evil sheriff in town? Very cool. And then we have woman changes dress and hair color. That's a good idea, Christina. You should just say, look, this is a 3D rendering of your dress, German actress whose name we're not going to mention. This is the dress I've made for you. Can have it in this color or in that color. There. Those are the choices. We can also have this in that color. But that's it. That is so funny. And then we have Lady of the Night here. There we go. And the feather changes as well. That's nice. Very cool. So that's cool. We can change characters. We can change their outfits. I think, we've come a long way. Good stuff. I think to celebrate, let's go get out of the gray box and look at it in the real level here. Which I might also declare as the as a default level. Main map, we set that up yesterday. Thank you, Joe. Yes, all thanks to the Cinti people. They've made all that happen. But it's a shame that that they don't have a logic in there. So this demo level here, I haven't built the level, but they've put that together. I've put a few other characters for the screenshot that I've made. I've put a few other characters into here, so they all breathe, which is really nice. We can maybe have a look at later in the project to give them a little automatic behavior that we say, let's put 12 characters or 20 characters into this thing and make them roam around, just find a different point. I know how to do that, so it's all limited to what I can actually do in Unreal Engine right now. Grocery store, let's have a look. What's happening here? Could put a man behind the till, or woman rather. That's nice. I've got actually, no, what am I talking about? I'm the store owner. I can sell potatoes and stuff. Potatoes come fresh from Jay's farm. It's another little project I'd like to work on. There we go. Sheriff's office is over here. It's closed. What a shame. And that's the bank. It's tiny. Does it have a safe? Maybe in the back room. We don't know. I don't think there is a back room. I think this is... I can just about see the background through the little lightning crack here. That's right, Rod. Absolutely. We can reenact it. Can you imagine the Cinti characters come? Yeah, there's nothing behind the bank. Oh, but they have an upstairs. That's cool. Can we see the upstairs from in here? I don't think we can. Can you imagine, Rod, the Cinti guys come and visit the ghost from TNA? I had this idea for a story once in which an evil large corporation controls the population and the citizens don't actually see it, but they press a button and randomly create a character, and that character is then being placed into the world that they're building and they're creating. But the scientists are actually human, but the people in that world, they don't really know that they're artificial creations. So since they're randomizing so many parameters, there is a very, very slim chance that you create an exact duplicate. I mean, you know, astronomically slim, but of course it happens. And these two meet each other and they don't understand, we need to find out, are we twins? That's amazing. I've never seen you before. I appear to have a different name, different life. We're in the same town, and apparently, as our memory tells us, we've been in this town for 20 years and we don't actually remember ever having met one another. The town is small, so how can this happen? And they then find out what's going on and why this is going on. And interesting story. And I always thought that to depict these characters, one could be like realistic humans, which are the people who run this thing, and the other ones could be cartoonish type characters who look to us as readers very different, but not to the people in the story. Do you know what I mean? That's the idea that I had. One of those things. Don't think I'll ever do anything with it, but yeah, it's an idea nevertheless. Come on, can we make it happen that we do skin tone changes? That's a little bit more involved. I don't remember if I remember. I should watch my own series that explains how to do this. So in essence, our next step is to implement something similar for the skin tones, but we have so many skin tones. So we have, well, that's the skeleton. This is the material. So we have 4A. If this is now this is outfit 4A, and we have 4B, which also takes a little bit of time to compile, compiling shaders. It's got the blue outfit, but he has a different skin tone. So he has now got a slightly darker skin tone. This is the guy in white. This is the guy in kind of tan / Hispanic, and this one, after shader compilation, is the guy in with the dark skin. So what I need to do now is devise a similar mechanism that we had here in the switch logic that lets us press a button and essentially just change this, change the material, change outfit, I'll call it. So it'll be a similar mechanism, but it'll depend what I'm currently wearing. So that's the kind of difficult bit. If I'm going to change a new character here. Well, let's turn you around this way. I'll change into the sheriff. I don't really care what the sheriff looks like because it's a different character. But if I'm changing a skin tone, then I need to look at what outfit am I currently wearing that the player has selected. Is it going to be the black one, the white one, the gray one, or the blue one? The blue one, we can barely see it's blue. It's kind of the sepia kind of tone here. But I need to look at that and then make a decision based on that. And this is where the logic gets a little bit convoluted. But bear with me. I'm sure we'll work it out. Yes, exactly, Rod. Your duplicate, Rod 2.0. So I will also do this with keys here in the edit, actually, project settings and input. I'll say skin A because that's essentially what we're doing, skin A, B, and C, and I'll put that on the keys number 5, 6, and 7. I could also use A, B, and C on the keyboard. I could do both, actually. I might use 5, 6, and 7. It's easier to grab there. So 5 is that skin A. This one's going to be skin B. With number 6. And then another one. Skin C. And that'll be number 7. All right. I could set up multiple values. In fact, when we do gamepad compatibility, we'll do that later. We'll add the gamepad buttons onto these same actions so that the gamepad can call them. But how do we do this? I remember this was difficult. I don't exactly remember how I did it, but I'm sure it'll come to me. So first of all, we'll call these things again with skin A. Skin B. And skin, whoops, was that correct? Yes, that was correct actually. Skin C there. But because this is going to be kind of difficult, I will use a function to make that happen. And the function will take one input parameter. It'll happen in here. Function, let's create another one. Call it change skin tone. You'll get one input. Can I oh, there we go. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I should have just said what Unreal Engine said I should do, namely compile, and then I can go and designate my own input here. And this one is not a skeletal mesh up here. This one's going to be a string, actually. Sorry, it's going to be called just skin type, and it'll be a string there. And the string is going to be A, B, or C. There. Let's go save this and in fact hook it up while we think about it. So this one is going to be change skin tone on self, and then the parameter we're passing into here. So that's A. I'll go and copy this here. Oops. That one's B. And then on here, we have the same function. So we're calling the same function 3 times, and each time it's going to be just a different parameter that we're putting in there. And the actual mesh change happens, or the material change happens inside here. So the first thing that we need to figure out is we need to grab an instance of our mesh. And that's a Christmas song, isn't it? That was terrible. We don't want to do that. Who put the Christmas songs on? It's not Christmas yet. Be good if we could just have something that says exclude Christmas. Any more Christmas songs coming up here? No. Good. Crazy. You don't need more than one rod. No, I totally agree. Maybe one rod is enough. There's only one rod, and that is the original rod. There are no copies, there are no clones, there are no improvements. What you see is what you get. Rod, the original. I like it. So with this here, we're going to grab a reference to the mesh, and we're going to have a look at what material is currently on the mesh. So in order to, maybe I should first of all change back to this so we can actually all see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry, I was on the wrong thing. So I'm gonna have a look at the string value here of what this is called. So if we're wearing 4a, for example, then I'd like to retain the whole parameter here, map polygon western 04 up to, but not including a. So I'm going to extract this, remove the a, and then put my own letter on it that I'm passing into the function. That's kind of my plan here. Let's see if I can make it happen. Yes, thank you, iRoyales. I totally forgot about that. So there we go. Let's watch the full screen, shall we? Instead, welcome to the stream, by the way. Good to see you. See if I can do that. So from the mesh then, let me go and extract the materials. I think from the mesh, I need to get the materials. Is that how it works? Yes, get materials from the mesh. We don't really need that. That's I've already done that, thanks. That is an array, in fact. So we need to grab the first value in the array because we only have one material zone, so that's the material we're grabbing. And that is happening, I believe, with just get a copy. Is that how we do that? Yes, that's how we do that. At element 0, that's the array that we want. Might just put these underneath one another. And from that, I can now, in order to extract that string of what this thing is called, I can say get display name. And that, thankfully, returns me a string. Excellent. So yes, that's how I'm arriving at that value. So in order to retain everything in the string minus the last character, I'm going to go and perform a string operation. And that is called left chop. That is that's essentially everything except for the last character. Now I have two characters. I've got this one that I'm passing in here, so that could be A, B, or C, and that is what I'm going to append to this guy now. So for that I need an append node, string concatenation I believe it's called. So I think is that happening here? I think so, isn't it? Append, no, that's not how it works. I need to go and append that to here, don't I? Append, yes, that's how it works. So append, maybe like this. So everything that, and then append that, kind of, ish, wherever we're going to put it. This is kind of part one of the puzzle. How do I construct a new string? Part two of the puzzle is how do I tell Unreal Engine, hey, I have a string, now I need a material. That's kind of, how's that translation process working? Us humans, we just look in a table and say, yeah, that one. But for computer, it's not so easy. So we're going to have to create ourselves a little mini database for that. That's a little bit of a scary part, but bear with me here. I'll try my best to explain it. So it's a new variable, and I'm going to call that. I'm going to call that kind of a material map. Kind of describes what we need this for. Material map, and it's not a Boolean. In fact, I'm going to switch this to string, and now I'm going to go click this little icon here and choose the bottom parameter. This is the type of the variable. So if we don't do anything, just that the little kind of almost looks like a fat minus sign, that is something that is just holds a single value. But then this one here, the next one is an array. This one is a set. That's almost the same as an array. It's just it doesn't give you things in the same order. An array is always ordered, a set is unordered, and a map or a dictionary is what we want. And this is exciting because it can hold two values. It can hold a string on one hand, which is kind of its It's like a key value pair. So one string has a material as a value. The string is the key, and then the material is the value, and the material is what we want to get out. So for that, I need to go and get what is it called again? A material. There we go. That's it. A material. That's the one. So string, key, material, value. That's what I'd like to do. And I can't set anything here because it's, it needs to be compiled first. And now I can go ahead and pump values into here. This is a bit of a, copy paste job now, but I'll hope I can zoom in so that my face isn't in the way there. Not yet, right, Joe? Not in the Christmas mood just yet. Do you have any coffee left? I don't think I do. Yeah, run out of coffee. That's uncool. I have to do this without coffee. That's not good. I'll see if I can do it. So on this side here, let me see if we can see that. Just about. Can I draw this down a little bit? Oh, almost. So I'm going to press this little plus icon here. Now we can see it. That's nice. And now I can give a string here and a material, a corresponding material here. And the strings, I will just take them from my materials here. The materials, just open that up a little bit. Mighty, thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. These are the string values I'm looking for. So F2, just hit copy, and that's basically it. That is my string value that goes in here, and my corresponding material I can just go and select here. That's quite nice. So I'll go and select that, which is matte Polygon Western O1A, and I'll do this literally 12 times because we have 12 materials, and I do know what these things are called. Can I make that wider so we can see the whole file name here? Yes, very good. Duplicate keys are not allowed. I wasn't finished. Give me a chance. So this one is O1B, and that then is that. Next one is, O1C. Can probably just go and look for that. Yeah, perfect. O1C, that's perfect. So that's the first 3. We have 12 in total, so 9 more to go. Let's grab another one. This one, I can probably concatenate that myself. So that's 2A. Do that. And there's really only one in here. That's perfect. Next one, 2B. That's the one. And one more. That'll be 2C. And once again. There. 6 done, 6 more to go. This is exciting, isn't it? Let's try 3A now. Now it's on to 3B. And 3C. Big material map. Later we'll do something very similar for which button is currently highlighted. So we'll look into that. That's probably not going to happen today. That is to make the project gamepad compatible. So that is also coming up. Very interesting. You can get, if you type in !project into the chat, you'll get yourself a playable demo of something that I'm building that's just with different assets. So if you want to have a look at what this thing is going to look like later, you can totally do that. !project. And if you do want to have a look at the Cinti store, they have a 50% sale on right now. That is very, very cool. I'm going to stock up on some of the assets that I've always wanted, like the pirate asset, the Polygon pirates. I think it's usually 50, and with the sale it's only 25, so that's very exciting. I love that. I suppose it's like a Black Friday type sale already. It's Black Friday is coming up, isn't it? 2020 is nearly gone. It's unbelievable. There, our material map. Quick, let's compile it. You and Streamlabs, you get on really well. So cool. Streamlabs is part of my little bot setup. It is responsible for putting little overlays on the stream when someone subscribes or follows or, you know, something like that. So he is a computer. And my last drops of coffee. Alrighty, so we have our mesh map, or our material map, should I say. And I'll make this a little bit slimmer again. And with this magic, we can now go and drag this out, our material map, and get a reference to it. And with our new string, we can now go and use a find node from the map, and it will then go and find me a corresponding thing that I'd like to take out. So in my case, it'll be a string that goes in, and its output is going to be the material, the one that I've set. So I'm essentially saying, hey, I've got a string value here that is called Polygon material, whatever. Dear material map, do you have a corresponding material? If so, give it to me. You can test this on here on the Boolean node, on the Boolean pin. Was this successful or not? We just assume it will be because I'm so confident in my coding. Shouldn't be. You know, out here comes a material. So we're going to use the same thing that we had up here when we just set that material without checking beforehand, hey, what is it? So it's literally grab a reference to the mesh and set its material. And now we have the material. So we can use the same mesh here and just say set material. And that is now something that we actually put in here. All the peripheral code, actually put that over here maybe. And those 2, 3 things, let's go bring that up a bit. And whack this material that comes out right into here. And it's still element index 0. So that's our finished code. It's not actually that complicated. It's just coming up with that solution. That is a bit of a you know, thing. So yes, that should now correspond or react to our 5, 6, and 7 keys. Let me see if we can work it out. Change skin tone. We're passing in A, B, and C. And the function itself will already change the skin tone. Alrighty. Let's see. This is exciting, isn't it? We can manage to pull this off. We're nearly there. Let me go into the shade here because it's still very overexposed here. So the project so far. Pick yourself a character. Very groovy. Let's use a beautiful woman here, maybe. That's cool. Then pick 1, 2, 3, and 4 to change the outfit. It's between 3 and 4. We barely see a change because of the lighting. I might go back to the gray box in a moment just to see these changes a bit better. But 5 is the pale skin. Oh, there we go. It doesn't actually work. 5, 6, or 7. That is uncool. None of these things currently do that. That still happens. Whoops. Whoops, my goodness. That didn't work so well. Why didn't it work? Oh, well, let's go to the gray box first of all. Just so that we can see, yes, save everything actually. We can see the changes a little bit better. And, oh, that's the main map. Sorry, third person example map. There we go. So menu comes up, changes outfit accordingly, does not change skin tone. That's interesting. It looks like we have a little bit of debugging to do here. Doesn't work on any character. That's okay. Good. Let's see why this doesn't work. Bad characters, right? Absolutely. Let's see if these things actually fire here. So let's start with a bit of string debugging. I always like that. Print string, and just see if this actually fires here. Yes, so that fires. That's cool. That's perfect. Let's go and bring this back. And we're passing in that. That's cool. So change character logic. Let me go and just see if this string, what this string actually is that we're taking out here. It could well be that I'm doing it wrong. I'm appending I'm appending. Am I appending the correct thing here? I'm appending A from B. Yeah, let's just see what this looks like here. And the in string is that. So we should now see some kind of string value. Oh yes, I'm not actually chopping off. Oh, right. So I'm appending correctly, but I'm not chopping off. Can you see that here? This is what's happening. So I'm seeing that I pass in A, B, or C, the correct character, A, B, or C, but I'm not chopping off. So as a result, the material map says, I don't know material by that name, sorry, and then doesn't do anything. So we should really, this would have been a good thing to just test here on this thing. Is this actually working or not? I believe this is happening. I'll leave the string in place because I'm not telling the left chop node down here how many characters I'd like to chop off. I should have done that. It's one character that I'd like to chop off. Sound logic, bad execution, Mr. Bond. Let's try again. So that now does A, B, or C. Perfect. So yeah, I can see his skin changing already. That's perfect. So there we go. Skin color changes, outfit changes, skin color changes. It takes a while to compile. Eventually it'll come good. I don't know if we have to just wait in here or if the editor will have to do this when we step through in the viewport. It might not do it while it's playing. Yes, I've had this before. So the Unreal Engine does that sometimes. Let's pick here Lady of the Night. Yeah, her shader appears to be compiled. Is that happening for every skin? No. Some skins are just not compiled. I don't know why Unreal Engine does this, but I think what'll help is if we go back into the viewport of the character and then just go and switch through every skin, and then hopefully it'll just compile. But the other thing that'll work is just to restart Unreal Engine. That'll also do the trick. I think beforehand it didn't know that we're referencing the materials, I think. Do you know, that is exactly what I thought, because they also have, Brian, this is interesting, they also have another node here, which is called right chop. So they do have that, but it essentially, it's actually really named wrongly, because it doesn't chop off from the left. It chops off everything on the left minus whatever you set as a parameter down there. That doesn't make sense, does it? Because that's right chop where I'm coming from. I'm totally with you. It's bizarre. I really don't know why that is. Let me see. I'll just go switch through every character and every material here manually. I think he was working, wasn't he? I think Lady of the Night had a bit of an issue. Whoops. Where is... I don't even see the skeletal mesh here. Oh, there's meshes closette, that's why. Actually, should we have made a list of what isn't working and just do that? Because otherwise that might be... Yeah, let's just do that. Let's do that. But well spotted, Brian. How was your day at work? So he, 1, 2, 3, 4... works in every outfit, right? No, he doesn't. So it's literally the B and the C ones that have a bit of an issue. Not with everything though. Do you know, I think I might just do that. I think it's actually easier for me to just go and restart Unreal Engine rather than futz through every material. That I'll save everything. I'll commit that as well. It's a good idea to do. Implement the skin tone changes. Added, what's the other? Outfit change logic. Perfect. Boom. Oh, for Boeing. All right. Big client. Just trying to snipe any Christmas songs, upcoming Christmas songs here. Looks like nothing else says Christmas in the description. That's nice. Thank you, Epidemic. Do we have the... You're still open. Didn't I just close you? I must have made it up. No worries. Okay. Polygon Western. Let's start it up again. See if it works next. That would be nice. Alrighty. We'll jump right in, fearless as we are. 5, 6, and 7. That sounds good. So this first little flash is because it just I don't know, loads the materials or whatnot. And 5, 6, and 7 do this. That's nice. So that works on almost every outfit. Didn't do that. Why not? Unless the materials, no, it's calling the right material, and something underneath the hood is just not working well. Yes, but why? We'll figure it out. Yes, fearless as we're pressing buttons and fiddling with sliders that we, don't really natively don't know much about. What are we thinking, hey? Right, you there, sir. 4A, 4B, 4C. Working well, right? Let's start at the beginning here. 1A, 1B. I wish there was a shortcut to doing this. 2A, yes, I like it. 2B, come on. Come on. Yeah, something like a menu command that, dude, comma, compile shaders, now, I'll wait. Doesn't want to do that. Bad. 2C also not working, so 2B and C are not working. 3A seems to be working. 3B also not working. Oh, that's uncool, isn't it? 3C also got an issue. Compiling shaders, there we go. Come on, Unreal Engine, you can do it. There we go. Compiling the shaders, there we go. Compile all the shaders, why don't you? I could understand it if I'm using a beta version, but I'm not. So 3C, 3B, yes. 3A, all right. I think we've convinced Unreal Engine. Come on. Compile shaders, sweetie. You can do it. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way somewhere, even maybe in the materials folder, that we just go in there and say compile. But I don't really know of such a command. Yeah, those ones here. If I were to say, is there something, code reference, shader cook statistics. Cook, my man. That's an idea. I could try to cook it. That's possible. No way, really? How exciting. Maybe under the build menu. Build lighting, precompiles the build reflection, build geometry, build path, build texture streaming, build virtual textures. Verification map check. Check. No errors. Okay, that's not good. Perhaps build virtual textures. No. Perhaps build texture streaming. Is that good? Maybe. I'm clutching at straws here. I don't know. No, that wasn't it either. That's this. I may just open it and just see if, there we go. That's now compiled. It's still not compiled on him. That's bizarre. Yeah, bizarre. So 2A is fine, but 2B and C he has an issue with. I don't really know why. It's one of those things. I've had it before, and you just restart Unreal Engine and it works. So I might try that one more time. Just go and save all. Close this, and perhaps also close the launcher. I don't know if that has a bearing on it. I'd like to not restart my computer if that's possible. That'd be kind of good. But if it doesn't work, I mean, we've done a lot. The principle works. That's really nice. I suppose the next step then is already gamepad compatibility. But because that's such a bit of an extensive topic, I might just leave that until tomorrow, and finish off today. Maybe putting that train into the set. Polygon West, and here it is. Yeah, there's a train that comes with the pack, but we don't see it in the demo level, so I'm thinking maybe we should do that. Mighty! Asset actions reload, maybe? I'll try that if this doesn't work, thank you. Right-click the material and then asset actions reload should force it to recompile. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I've had this a few times. It's one of those things. If that would work, that would actually be awesome, because it's one of those things I've never quite been able to comprehend. There we go. He's compiling shaders. There we go. My man, the evil dude here. 2C. Let's see what 2B has to offer. Okay. Now it's done it. Let me see if that action is there. Let me see. Asset actions. Reload. That's what you're saying, right? Reload. That's kind of cool. Following packages have been modified. We don't want to do this just yet, but if it still has an issue, I'm going to try that basically with all the materials. Thank you, Mighty. I appreciate that tip. That's very helpful. So you 5, 6, 7. Alrighty, perfect. Outfit. We have them all now. Perfect. So I'll go get rid of that debug message. Yeah, we have all outfits in all skin tones, and the mesh is something different. So it should now work with all of these. There we go. Ah, perfect. Make yourself that character randomizer. So perhaps I will expand that project at some point later when we're done with all this, that we can copy essentially our character here. Our Sinti character, this is currently our player character, but if we go and copy that and build some randomization logic in it, that you pick a random outfit and you pick a random skin color, and then you pick like 20 of them or 30 of them, spawn them into the world, and then give them some random behavior. That'd be kind of nice to do that. So let's quickly go back then to the main map. Wow, like that is a Skynet. I remember if we had anything to do with them. I don't think so. If they're the satellite operator, they may. It's a bit difficult with satellites, because the job that I used to do was literally coordinating satellite feeds, and that had to do with satellites and satellite operators, but they're not the people launching it. So people like Eurovision, they had satellites, or people like Telstra and those types of people, they operate the satellite, and they have to make some course corrections every so often after the thing is in orbit. You know, lasts about 10 years. Precisely 36,000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, so that they appear as a geostationary point in the sky, like a fixed point in the sky. You move an object higher, and it appears to traverse the Earth slower, like the Moon. The Moon is further away, appears to go slower around the Earth. You bring it closer to Earth, it appears to spin faster around the Earth. It's very interesting. So yes, when satellites for television, when they kind of come down or move away from their point, everyone has to kind of align their dishes. But also when they fall further to Earth, they appear to do a figure of 8 pattern, and then only special satellite dishes can track them, not the fixed installations. So here's the station. I'd like to put that train on here. See if I can find it. That should be under meshes. Vehicles rigged. Look at that. We have skeletons for things like the cargo trains and That is a smokestack, my goodness. Very cool. And it's all rigged, that is just so cool. Let's put this train in here, so not the skeleton. I'm just gonna go and bring the OBJ in here. Look at that, boom. That is very cool. Also a train carriage here. We'll position that in a minute. And then we have maybe a couple of those actually. Oops, not my intention, I'm sorry. Yeah, so there's a couple more here. There's this one here. It's a proper cargo container. Oh no, this is actually a stagecoach. Nice. They would probably be behind, sorry, they would probably be closer to the front of the train or further back. I can't tell. Well, we'll work it out. We'll just make it appear as we see fit. And then this guy here, trading coal. It's like a massive train. See if we can position this. So the end key usually puts this thing right to the bottom, but maybe only when it's freestanding. It might not do that. It might overlap with the other thing. Yeah, there we go. End key, that does that. Don't know if it actually does a proper job here or not. It doesn't really, does it? There might be some other collision issues going on. That's kind of on the tracks. Is it in the middle? It's kind of in the middle enough. It's, yeah, it'll kind of work. It'll work for us, I think. That new rocket smell, Brian, I like it. Should really start with the first carriage here, but the good thing is we can just go snap them onto one another, I guess, can't we? So this goes kind of to here-ish, I guess. I tell you, positioning 3D objects is much less fun than it sounds. There we go, that's kind of in line with that. Could go slightly further to the front, I take it. Even further, maybe. Just a tick. Yeah, like so. I like that. That's cool. Let's do the same with Mr. Locomotive over here. Or was it Mrs. Locomotive? I don't know. This is a neat trick. If you ever need to move an object quite a distance, you can hold down Shift and then move the object. And that focuses your object in the center of the screen. I really like that. I wish more 3D applications would have that. There, that's kind of lined up, isn't it? Yes. Now we have a train in town. Oh, and then of course there's this guy here. Yeah, this is probably something that should be right after the locomotive. Let's go select these guys. Just move them over here and then put this guy kind of here, I'm thinking. And then F focuses in on the object. There. That should do that. They can now power the train. That is good. Let's go take these puppies and put them on here. Somewhat. Is that aligned? I don't think it is. Maybe we need to move these guys just slightly over here, maybe. There. They have the core handy, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. Alrighty, and I suppose it's not a big train. Let's go walk around and look at it up close with my favorite guy here. Maybe not with the evil guy. Let's go and let's have Mr. Sheriff take a look at it. And also I should really get rid of the debug messages here. There. Oops. There, trains in town. All right. Good stuff. Is it going to depart soon? I don't know. Might do. The trading core. That is really nice. And they only have one passenger car. That's okay, I suppose. You know. Can we go inside? I'd have to open the door. Let's do that. See if we can do that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the door is rigged. I mean, I can look inside like this. That's nice. So at least we can visit the stagecoach on the inside here. But unless I put a character in, I don't think the doors actually open here. The doors on some of the other buildings open, so I can use that. There, put the train in. Make characters selectable. I think this was a good exploit. I think we had a good day. I think, speaking of days, I think I might call it a day, and I'll be back tomorrow around the same time, around about 4 o'clock, maybe 5, something like that. I'll see how the rest of my day is going, and then we'll add gamepad compatibility to this project. That's going to be nice as well. That involves us adding a little, well, actually, a little. Should really remember the shortcut key for play the project. That'll add a highlight to the back of these characters. So right now there's no highlight. Even if I select the character, there's no highlight. I'm gonna add something like that on the background so that we see which character is selected. We'll add a little message here at the top that we can tell people what they need to do in regards to what they actually need to do in order to switch the outfits and the skin tones, and we'll change that message with when a gamepad is being used. So all that is coming up. And then that random behavior, yeah, we'll think about it. Sounds like an exciting project. I'd love to make it happen. My friends, thank you so very much for dropping by. Thank you for all your wonderful subscriptions and your support on Ko-fi and Patreon. I really appreciate that. It makes me want to keep doing more, and it's awesome to hang out with you, hopefully every day of the week, this week, and maybe even next. I'm intending to build all my Cinti assets into little playable projects and then use them as bases to expand on them. Awesome to see you all. Take care, my friends. I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.